Hey, I am back with a weekly reading. Happy spring, happy new year. Um, I really feel like the energy thus far with the incoming of spring is kind of dragging. Like if you feeling super good, renewed and refreshed, good for you. But for me, it took a day. I feel better today than I did yesterday, and today really feels more like spring equinox to me than yesterday, even though I know it was yesterday. So however you feeling, welcome to spring. I'm a spring baby, so it's my season. I love it so much, minus the pollen. But I love it so much. Flowers are blooming, birds are singing, the sun is coming back to shine and warm us up from here into the summer. So good times, if you ask me. I have my traditional deck that I usually use for the weekly readings, which is the Mythical Goddess Tarot deck, and I also have the High Council Oracle and Tarot deck created by Miss Quatita Dean. And yeah, we're just gonna see what's going on. I also feel like there's a lot of pushback energy. Like there's a lot of opposition and resistance going on. Like a lot of I don't want to say trickster energy because it's not really tricking anybody. It's like you're aware, or like I'm aware of the opposition, but I just don't care. It's like it's there, and I'm just like, okay, that's what's up. Um, So I don't know if anybody else is feeling that. I am navigating it the way I navigate it, and we remain victorious, and so shall you. But let's see these cards. I haven't pulled this deck out in a while. I don't know if any new photos are gonna show up in this reading. If they do, I'll just cover them up. I'm tired of overthinking this whole process because I'm just doing what I'm doing. I'm here to do what I came to do, and I don't. The overthinking is just like annoying at this point. You know what I mean? So okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. I hope y'all had a good week so far. I know I'm late, but I had to take care of me. So, and I move on, intuitive timing, not a set schedule. Because every time I've tried to do a set schedule, it's not how it works for me. So I have to move with my intuition with this. So I guess for the next, we could do. It's Friday. We could just do a weekend reading because the week is over. Let's see what the weekend energy is bringing in for us these next couple of days. Yeah. All right. What do we have energetically going on for this weekend? And if there are any additional messages, I'm going to pull from the High Council deck. Ooh, I like that. All right, the first card out is Alchemy. Okay. Second card out is Integrity. I love this card. Let me get one more first. Child Creative Spark. There's a lot of fire this weekend. This is all fiery energy. We have Alchemy, which is a Sagittarius card. We have Integrity, which is Sun and Moon in Sagittarius. And we have the Child Creative Spark card, which is a purely fire element card. So this is about the nature of the spirit and the divine will, and your will in alignment with the divine will. How you choose to do that and align is totally up to you. But I would say checking in with your morals, checking in with that negative energy or that pushback energy I was talking about earlier, using that energy and transmuting it, alchemizing that energy. All energy is useful energy. All energy is useful energy. You just have to know what to do with it. Okay? So look to, there's one method that I do know of, which is called the pivot that a lot of people have been talking about on the internet that I see. But there's one way you can do that with words. So say you have a negative thought coming in that is defeating, something that comes from the area of self-doubt. You want to take that thought, you want to pause, recognize the thought, realize, ask yourself, is that true? That's usually the first step. Is it true? Probably not. If it's not true, okay, so flip it into a truth or flip it into your preferred reality. Okay, so let's say you have a thought that comes in that says, man, I'm never going to get this done. Pause and ask yourself, is that true? It's not true. You have plenty of time. So since you have plenty of time, flip that statement into something like, I have plenty of time to complete and finish everything it is that I need to finish and complete. I have plenty of time to get this done. It'll be done in divine timing, on time, as it should be done. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So with that's the energy of this card, this alchemy card here. All right. Flip the negative into a positive, and if you can't do that, at least get it to neutral. It's okay to just bring things into a neutrality, because even in your neutrality, you're able to kind of work your way up into a more positive frame of mind, a more positive state of being, right? Okay. The next card we have is integrity. Integrity speaks for itself. You either have this or you don't. If you don't have this, you can develop it, but this is something that is truly innate in most people. And integrity has to do with you keeping your word, your promises to yourself, showing up the way you need to, choosing to make the right decisions, and being a person of right thinking, action, okay, and habits and behavior. So that's what integrity about. In this deck, this is a celebratory card. It's acknowledgement for having integrity. So shout out to those who have this, because this is an acknowledgement of that being exercised in your life. I would also say to use that information to back up what we just said about flipping and pivoting some of those other lower frequency thoughts into the truth of your being, the truth of who you are, your actual soul, your actual being. Okay, and if you're having issues with that, you see in this image, the eyes are closed. Go into the darkness, go into yourself. Okay, feel that energy within yourself that is the truth. Ask for that truth to be revealed and shown to you. Don't be afraid to ask so that you can receive. And when you're meditating or when you're taking those moments to yourself, allow that light from within you to emerge, because you know light comes from darkness, right? So let's go within, tapping into that truth of our being and letting the truth of the light emerge from within us to show us where we have exercised our integrity, where that energy is being reinforced in our lives this weekend, okay? And you may have experiences this weekend where you need to show up with a little bit more integrity. So watch out for that as well. And remember, these are fire elements. These are all, I'm just going to use this for lack of a better word. This is about the reinforcement and the test of the spirit and the will, okay? And also with the child creative spark, it's time for you to get in your bag with your creativity. Approach it from a childlike place. You know that saying, you like entering the kingdom of heaven with the mind of a child, or the energy of childlike wonder. This is about you remaining curious, remaining creative, playful. Allow that energy into your experiences this weekend, because they're going to be a great benefit to you. That's really always the key. I have really been, earlier this week, I was leaning into the feeling of play and remembering that approaching creativity from a place of enjoyment and, you know, pleasure is a lot better than feeling like you gotta push your way through something mentally and trying to really just wreck your brain with what needs to get done. Because I can get into a really needing to be responsible type of mind frame and putting a little too much pressure on myself. So if you also find yourself doing that, we need to let that go. We're here to be in a more uplifted state, in a more playful, fun-loving state when we're creating and when we're approaching things that we are being creative about, whether that be our writing, our singing, our painting, okay, poetry, our performances, our whatever it is that you're doing, sculpting, okay, whatever it is that you're doing to be cooking is also one of those things. So whatever it is that you're leaning into that allows you to fully express yourself, that's also a part of your integrity, actually. Looking back at this card, that's a part of your integrity, is being true to your natural creativity. This is what allows all of these colors to shine forth and shine through us, because we're authentically exercising those aspects of ourselves. Yes, we have bills to pay. Yes, there are things that go on in the mundane real world that need to be taken care of, but we are creative beings, and it starts up here first and in here first, and then it's experienced around us. Okay, so think about how life begins to be more colorful and expressive in that way when we are that way with the way that we create our own lives first. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. Let's pull some cards from the High Council Oracle deck to see what may be added to this message for the weekend. All right, so let me read this because this is a thicker deck. So, all right, but the message so far feels pretty solid, pretty succinct. So just, do what you do and be, hey, what's up? Do what you do. Be joyful in what it is that you do. He said you need a spiritual cleanse. Well, I just talked about alchemizing. So the spiritual cleanse for this weekend, it's a weekend reading. The cleanse for the weekend may just be alchemizing those negative feelings back into a positive feeling. And the example that I gave was whenever that negative thought comes up, ask yourself, number one, is that true? And if you can't get yourself into a positive place to flip that around, then try to get to a neutral place because that'll help you to kind of level out more of that negative influence coming in, okay? And let's see what the High Council deck may be able to add to the message. I hope that helps. You can also just take a shower and do some affirmations in the shower. That's also a spiritual cleanse, okay? If you're a smoker, when you're smoking, stick your affirmations out when you're smoking. That's a spiritual cleanse. So you got options. You know what I mean? Heard. All right. Let's see what's added to the weekend message. All right, we got 2 cards out already. Okay, life bearer pregnancy, giving life to new understanding, birthing life and business, and between worlds, battle against flesh, cycles of life, and renewal of life, spirit and physical. Let's see if we get one more from the High Council deck to add to the message. Make it an even 6 cards. I have one more card, please. See? That's what's up. Okay, hold on. They didn't give me 3 more cards. Okay, cool. So, to add to this message, the first card we have is life bearer pregnancy, giving life to new understanding, birthing life and business. That's this card here. It doesn't have to literally be a pregnancy, but if it is, that's also new life. But you could also be birthing new ideas and new business. Okay, take care. And then between worlds, battle against flesh, cycle of life, and renewal of life, spiritual and physical. So this is between worlds. That to me is also about messages being received from the physical world into the spiritual. You may feel a little bit between worlds this weekend as well. But with all this fire energy from the first spread, that's high spiritual energy anyway. So I would be looking for divine messages coming in for sure. We have the Governess of Cups, unconditional love, be honest with yourself. Matriarch, filled with spirit, omniscient and vulnerable. This is about emotional fulfillment, emotional ecstasy as well. Matriarchal energy, that mother energy coming in. So there's a lot to be nurtured this weekend. It's an unconditional love card. Here's what I want to say about unconditional love too. You're not looking for unconditional love from other people. That's not where that comes from. You're looking for unconditional love from the divine, from the one who created you fully. Some people may have this with their mothers. Some people may not experience that with their mothers. But it is a motherly, nurturing energy that is available to us when we tap in. Nature is always nurturing and taking care of us, okay? The divine is always nurturing and taking care of us. Whether we're able to recognize it or not is up to us. So that is what the reinforcement of this energy is. This is also, for the Governess of Cups, this is highly psychic energy too. So you might want to do some free writing, whatever you do to take care of your psychic faculties. We have Squipalicia, who is in charge and governs our intestines. So I'll read a part of this card. It says, Squipalicia, please help my stomach and intestines to heal and function properly. Allow my food to digest adequately as messages are carried to other parts of my body. So this energy is also about Squipalicia is the guardian of the sea. So all watery elements, we know that water is a conduit of the spirit. Spirits come from water. This has been a very paramount phrase. that I've heard lately, and I think that that applies to this as well. So knowing how to tap into that energy, allow the energy of the way that that relates to the body and our guts, making sure that we're eating foods that help us to sustain the proper energy may be important this weekend as well. Maybe you need a little bit more fiber this weekend. Maybe you need to pay attention to the way that you may tend to overindulge on the weekends. Maybe you need to slow it down, pull it back, add a little bit more water, a little bit more fiber to the situation, things like that. Just saying. But pay attention to your intestines, the way things are moving and able to digest. Scriptural is also about allowing ourselves to heal more quickly. So this may be something that's beneficial in that way. And with all of that energy working together, it's going to be assisting you in birthing those new things from the first card that came out from the High Council deck. You have to be able to feel a certain way in order to achieve a certain result. Yes, you may have things that you need to push through, and that's fine as well. But the higher our frequencies are when we're doing things, the higher the frequency of the result it is that we are able to put out. And the last card is the Jester. I love this card because it's about laughing at yourself. You don't need to take yourself too seriously. It says, be your own cheerleader, learn to laugh at yourself, throw caution to the wind. So passionate and patience. Have fun this weekend. Have fun. Have fun this weekend. Using that child creative spark, leaning into allowing the divine messages to reach you through your enjoyment this weekend. Lighten up. Don't take it too far because you still need to be able to process everything properly with this Kapalisha card. Be mindful of overindulgence, I would say. And just pay attention. Have fun, pay attention, create, and embrace the journey. This is about the journey. This is not about I'm going to get this and then I'm going to be happy. This is about I'm enjoying the fullness of being present in my experience. I'm loving it. I'm tasting, smelling, feeling. Okay. I'm embracing. I'm being present to receive and to move along through my experience, knowing that I'm being guided, nurtured, loved, and protected by the divine. I'm willing, okay, all this fire element being our will, I'm willing to show up. I'm willing to see the ebb and the flow, taking the negative with the positive because I know how to use energy. I know that if something is going one way, I have it within me to turn it around and work it the way that I need to work it. I love this message. This is very reassuring to me. For sure. Yesterday I was not having the best day, and today I feel better. And this reading for me feels like reinforcement for the way that I was feeling before I started the reading, and I'm looking forward to this weekend and to the warming up of this weather since spring is here. Okay, we know how it goes in Georgia. I don't know where y'all are, but in Georgia we used to this, cold one week or half the week, and then hot the next half of the week. But again, it's about the ebb and the flow, and we're able to not only create our own waves, but we know how to ride waves that are not in our control. We can always control our minds. We can always control what we allow into our consciousness, and we can always control our ability to filter what we don't want in our consciousness and making room for more of what it is that supports our preferred state of being and our preferred experiences in this reality. Okay, so thank you for watching. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. The song of the weekend is whatever song comes through your shuffle on your Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, whatever the case. What you do is you start with the song, you go to the third song or ask for a divine message from whatever number that you're going to shuffle through to find your song, and let that be your song for the weekend. All right.